Welcome to the Bustin' Tail Outdoors YouTube page. On this YouTube channel, this is where we talk about anything from everyday carry, concealed carry, guns, knives, anything tactical. And later on, we're going to be shooting some duck hunting videos. So if that's something you want to follow along, hit that like and subscribe button, guys, because you're not going to want to miss out. But for right now, let's tune in and see what today's episode is all about. You don't want to miss it. What's going on, everyone? Josh with Bustin' Tail Outdoors. I got a very awesome product that I want to share with you guys today. I have actually been predator hunting for the past couple months, and I've had a couple cheap calls. One of them I have not really been happy with. It's been giving me a bunch of fits. So I decided, hey, I'm going to do some research, and I did, and I actually ended up choosing one from FoxPro. This is the X-24, and I couldn't be happier with this purchase. So let's get up and we'll just go over some details real quick, and then we'll take it outside and really show you what it'll do. Okay, so instead of boring you with an unboxing video, I'm going to tell you what's in the box. It's pretty simple. You get the speaker, the remote, you get 2 cords, one for the computer, one for the charging, and you get instructions. That's what's in the box. Boom, there you go. We didn't have to do a 2 to 5 minute video on unboxing it. So let's just kind of get right into it. Let's start with the speaker. Man, this thing is it's not too heavy. I'm gonna probably say, I don't know what the exactly weight. I'm gonna estimate probably about 2 pounds, maybe 3. And I've already got it rocking the Bustin' Tail Outdoor stickers. As you can see, it's got the big horn in the front. It's got a little tweeter right there in the middle. And I will tell you, it is loud. I'll show you here in just a second. It's got 2 handles. Before I wanted to show you this first. You can put this on a tripod if you want. I like to put mine on a tripod. That's just the way I like to hunt. But if you don't, you can pretty much just set this flat on the ground. You can twist these handles to make it stand up, point it at any angle you want, or you can hang it from a tree, fence post, however you want to do. It's pretty stout. On the back, you can pull this back. I think I got that right. It's got the charging port, and you can hook 2 external speakers to it if you wanted to. Now, one thing I wanted to tell you about this is that when you get this out of the box, the battery is not connected. You've got to plug it in, and it's not charged. So you'll have to stick it on the charger and let it charge fully before you can start using it. I guess I understand that from one standpoint, but as a consumer, I'd like to be able to just take it right out of the box and just go straight to using it. But instead of getting to use it Friday night, this had to sit on the charger. So that's kind of a little bit disappointing, but that's all right. I'm gonna let that one slide. And how to get to the back panel, you just undo this right here, pull this will pop out, you just pull the battery out, plug it in. Like I said, I showed you where your charger was. Here's your off and on switch, and once it's fully charged, just let her rip. Get out there and start using it. This is the TX1000 remote. This thing already has 100 preset sounds into it. So I've actually, and it's got at the very top, it's got a favorite preset, and I've already I think it did about 20 sounds already that I really like just from FoxPro itself. And if you are a predator hunter, you've obviously heard about Tory Cook with MFK Game Calls. He has some awesome sounds that I will be buying in the future. And as soon as I find out how to put it on here, I'm going to do it. And we'll get out there in the field and use some of those calls like Pound Town or Table Scraps and stuff like that. Some very good sounds to choose from him. But just from FoxPro itself, they have a lot of amazing sounds themselves. And that's what I'm going to start out using until I get some MFK calls on here. So the remote was really easy to navigate. However, I couldn't tell you what any of these buttons on the side are for. One thing I do like about it is it gives you the temperature up here, a barometer pressure over here. I don't know what those last 2 are because it just says off. I don't know if there's something that this remote don't do for this call. Maybe if it was for the 360, that this gets a little bit more fancier on up here. But just pretty cool that I can see the time, the degrees, and the barometer pressure, if that's, you believe in that type stuff. I'm not going to say if it works or not, because that could be an argument for days. So, but anyway, I've played with this enough. I've got some presets. Let me get out there, or let's go out there, and let me show you how loud this is. But before we do, I got to say this. So I've already saved in the presets, when you go to save your favorites, it allows you to put what volume you want to start on. If you're choosing a coyote sound, do not put it above 20. I had mine off preset at 30 because I thought, you know, I want it to be loud. And this, while this was charging, I was playing with the remote. Since then, when I went outside and realized how loud this thing was, I actually had to go back into all my coyote presets and turn them down to 20, because in your favorite presets, once you get it set and you get the volume set, it'll start at that volume every time. You can still adjust it up or down after it starts playing, but you do not want to play a coyote vocal really above a 25 starting out, because I'll show you here in just a minute how loud it really is. And I think depending on how close you were to where, like if you've located, I think that as loud as this thing gets at 30, I think that could potentially scare something off. But now, maybe it couldn't. I don't know, just hear me out. But I just wanted to point out there that my mouse and rabbit distresses, I started them out at 15. That's actually a really good volume to start them out on. I just, once again, wanted to say, any sounds you put in your favorite presets, don't put above 30, and you'll see why once you do. So let's get outside. Let me show you what this thing will do with a couple sounds. All right, it is getting kind of late, so let's just run through a couple sounds real quick. We're going to do the Coyote Group Yip Howls. That's the first one I've got saved in my preset. It's going to start off at 20 volume. Now this is at 20. Watch what happens when we go to 30. We're at 30 right now. That is pretty loud. And if you're really close to where you're located at, that may be enough to spook them. Yeah, so let's kind of say that again. If you start off at 30, depending on how close you are, could either scare them out of there or really get their attention. I wouldn't suggest starting at 30, but if that's what you like to do, I mean, do what works. But I'm telling you right now, all my coyotes now, since playing with this thing, start at volume 20, and I can go up from there or down, however I see fit. Okay, we're going to run through a couple more sounds. We're going to do the baby cottontail. We are at volume 15. I'm bringing it up to 25. I'm going to bring it up to 30. Next, we're going to go into some field mouse distress. This starts off at 15 as well. That's bringing it up to 25. Now we're at 30. I wanted to show this one because I do live in Northeast Arkansas, and we do have a lot of snow geese over here, and I felt like this one could be a good trick to play on them when night hunting as well. That's the snow goose. Just a lonesome snow goose. I know they see that a lot in our area, and I can't wait to see if this actually works. How about some trouble coyote? We're at 30 now. But just kind of show you, let's see if we can go through one more. How about a raspy woodpecker before we leave? That one started out at 13. We're going to bring it to 25. But anyway, I'm just gonna get out of my presets, and I know it's just glaring right now, but man, you got all such a cool sounds to go with this thing. There's so much to choose from and so many you can download. So man, this thing's gonna be a lot of fun. Haven't even got to use it on a hunt just yet, but we're going to here the next time we get to hunt, which may be tonight, that we're gonna get this thing out there and see what this thing can really do. So really, that was quite impressive on them sounds out there, and that was just a wide open field. To be honest with you, if you had this, I can understand why predator hunters out west use these X-24s, especially when you're just in the wide open desert plain area. I almost believe you can set this in the middle of Texas, and a coyote can be at every corner of Texas, and they'll hear this call. That's how awesome this thing is. Okay, maybe not really. Maybe a little over exaggeration. Maybe Arizona, okay? But man, this thing is super loud. That tweeter really helps that horn amplify them sounds and get those highs while the horn gets the lows. Man, I just love the way they have this set up. So, real quick, let's start talking some pros and cons of this unit. Okay, so normally people start out with the pros, but I'm not. I'm going to start out with the cons. I got a couple cons with this that I would like to see maybe in the future. Now, I know that one FoxPro model out there, and I don't know which one it is, can play two sounds at once. This one can't. And for the price point of this system, it's disappointing that it cannot play two at once. But I knew that going into buying this, but it didn't hinder me. It didn't hinder me from buying it, but it is disappointing. Very disappointing with today's technology. And I understand because I heard a podcast about it that FoxPro did with the owner. And, he's like, most of the parts, maybe all but a couple parts, are made here in the U.S. and some are outsourced from China, but he's buying them from a manufacturer or store here in the U.S. So, but still, with today's technology and the price point of $600, y'all can't make it play two sounds at once. A little disappointing. And I don't want to have to buy a higher model call to be able to do that. The second con, when setting up my presets and selecting the volume, I may not have figured it out too well, but it was a little bit difficult because after I already saved the preset and the volume, because I didn't just go in line. I had to go back and find each cow vocal like the hard way, click it again, and then reset the volume that way. I couldn't just click on it and turn the volume down on it. I had to go find it again. If you know how to do it differently in the differently, please put it in the comment section. Would love to hear it. I'm still not too familiar with this remote because once again, I still don't know what any of these side buttons do. The second thing I would like to say, and it's not a con, but as advanced as technology is and as advanced as this remote is, I think you ought to be able to go in there and set like a couple stands, like stand one, you like say do like 5 stands worth, and make it to where it can hold 5 or 6 calls, per stand. Like I'm going to use mouse distress, bunny distress, yodel howls, interrogational howls, or just whatever. Put like 5 different sounds for stand 1. And then maybe like a stand 2, a stand 3, stand 4, stand 5. So that way, and some people like to hit the same sounds every stand, but if you don't, that would be pretty cool to have at least maybe 1 or 2 different stands you could go into. And that way, if you do get some that work pretty good, that would be awesome. With today's technology, it's possible. Other than that, I really don't have any other cons for this unit because it's still pretty awesome. Okay, let's talk about some pros. So when I bought this, I didn't know if you can mount it on a tripod or not, but when it came in and I seen that you could, win for me because I like mine on a tripod. You don't have to do that. Everybody hunts different. That's just the way I like to have mine. Maybe not all the time, but I definitely, for the way I like to hunt mostly, I like to put mine on the tripod. The second pro is that this has a lithium battery and it is rechargeable. And once again, remember, if you get this unit, you gotta, under the back, plug the battery in and charge it before you can use it. So there's another con, but let's just not, we're on the pros right now. So, but I love the fact that you're not going to burn through a lot of batteries, and then that if something happens to this one, you can get on FoxPro's website. They're not that bad expensive. And the simple fact that you can take these two handles and you can hang it however you want. There's another pro. I love how it has this tweeter inside of this horn just to make those sounds amplify even better and crisper. That's another pro versus the calls I've had before. I do like the remote. I do like how it has a lit background. Green and red's pretty easy on the eyes at night. I know you can't see it right now, but it's got so many vocals. It comes with over 100 or more vocals to choose from. And I've already got 20 saved in my preset. And the fact that it can store up to 1,000 sounds. Now, do you need that many? No, I don't think anybody needs that many, but it can store up to that many if need to be. Kind of going back to that con, which is I wish it had something in there where you can just have like 4 or 5 stands to put all these sounds to instead of a preset favorite. But maybe somebody from FoxPro will see this and put that into future remotes. Other than that, I can't wait to start using this. This thing is a beast already. I'm loving all the sounds from FoxPro. Can't wait to get out there and use them. So if you have one of these, let me know in the comment section how you like them. And y'all let me know in the comments also which model that will play 2 sounds at once. Because like I said, that's pretty disturbing on this one for the price point that it won't do 2 at once. I feel like it should, in my personal professional opinion, for the way that I like to hunt and know the way a lot of people like to hunt. So, but anyway, I'm going to highly recommend this thing. If you are a predator hunter, you know, you hear everybody say buy once, cry once. Well, I'm telling you what, this is an investment. If you, just like duck hunting, deer hunting, you invest in blinds, you invest in forwarders and stuff like that. As far as investment wise, this ain't much compared to what people spend on different kind of hunting. And I'm going to highly suggest it because this will be the last predator call that I buy. So, okay, everyone, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I hope I was somewhat clear on this X-24. I'm still not fully familiar with the remote as far as when it comes to side buttons. Everything else in there I feel like was pretty simple and pretty easy to navigate. But if y'all know what these side buttons are, please leave me a comment down in the comment section. I would sure do appreciate it. And I can't wait to start getting this out on some hunts, do some filming. I've been doing a lot of nighttime hunting here lately. I'm hoping to, in the future, to include some day stands. I got some places picked out that I think are really cool that I've been eyeballing. And may do a couple videos where we just, short videos where we go out and try to locate them and see if they're in the area that I think they're in. So y'all want to stay tuned for that. But anyway, I enjoy everybody's support. Thank y'all for watching. Until next time, enjoy the hunt, enjoy the journey, Bustin' Tail Outdoors.